This is All Saints Nursery and Primary School, formerly Ekulu Primary School. It is one of the oldest missionary schools within the Enugu metropolis, with a long history of academic excellence. After 40 years of its existence, most parts of the school have become weather-beaten. At our last visit, the structures were looking very old and dilapidated. The 13 school blocks had been reduced to just 8 functional blocks. This obviously isn't the right learning environment for the over 1,000 pupils who attend school here, which is a reason the state government took steps to remedy the situation. The school now has a more appealing learning environment with major renovation work carried out in preparation for pupils' return to classes in this COVID era. The teachers first are happy about this development.
As a teacher generally, we're overwhelmed with joy. The school is just like a small London. We feel comfortable to come and sit and relax. We feel like we are sitting in our homes, and the teachers are very happy about it. At least working in a comfortable environment will make them to improve in their teaching and learning process. Even some parents have come to tell us that they are ready for us.
We will not allow children to play together or embrace themselves. They will maintain social distancing at least 1 meter apart. There should be regular washing of hands. There should be a stand where they should be washing their hands in front of each class.
The parents too, whose children will be making use of the facility, are delighted about the upgrade.
To the glory of God, we are happy that we are alive to see what is happening today in this school. During rainy season, there's some part of this area when you go, it's very swampy, and some children that come in there wearing their stockings and their shoes, everything will be soiled. When you move down to the other side, the same thing. And this place has been too porous for the people that normally enter, hoodlums, they enter here, even the people that come in to play football. But now, everything has changed.
Today is one of the wonderful days of my life in terms of school system. Ekulu used to be a school where everybody, elites, let me call the elites, their children, they pass through Ekulu. But after some years, things changed. Then, now, the glory has come back again.
Ahead of school resumption in the state, the governor visited to inspect the facilities and ascertain the level of preparedness. He is in the company of the chairman of the State Universal Basic Education Board, who tells us that more of these revamp will be replicated across schools in the state.
Everything here has been renovated completely, including the fence of the school and the gate. We already have this ongoing in all the 17 local governments of the state. Not too far away from here, if you go to practicing school in MNA, you will see what we're doing there. About 27 classrooms there too have been renovated. So We are doing it in phases, and we are doing it all over the state. Before we did this renovation, there were just 8 classroom blocks that were functional here, but all the 13 blocks are functional now. We have 5 additional classroom blocks that have about 16 classrooms there. So if you also go into the classrooms now, you will see that we have already started the spacing of the seating arrangement. You will see the spacing of the desks and chairs in all the classrooms. And that's the first step we've taken. We have ordered and procured sanitizers. We have also ordered and procured hand washing equipment for the schools, and then the thermometers. Those two things are in place.
While around the world, there is an increasing level of skepticism regarding safe school reopening. Some academicians share their views on what government should do if school must resume.
To my mind, I think keeping the students still at home will be very detrimental to the productivity of the country. However, we must ensure that the strict protocol developed by the government is adhered strictly. This calls for a lot of education on the part of the pupils so that they'll be able to have an understanding of why we're doing what we are doing and how to conduct themselves if they're coming into the university or into the school, primary school, secondary school, as the case may be. And also for the teachers or administrators, it's very, very crucial that they have an understanding of how to ensure compliance. Indeed, we need to ensure that there are potential risks for injection of sanitizers, for instance. If you open schools and primary school students, they can easily do that if you are not well supervised. So you can see it is very important that you will continue to monitor, even when you have recreation, you must ensure that maybe they go in groups to ensure that they don't mix very well. And also, you may think about entry point and exit points to ensure that people don't come in at the same time and people don't depart at the same time. This thing has started working in places like in the UK. They started opening schools. They're in phases. They brought in year 1 and year 6. So I will take that as a litmus test, and it has worked out very well. There are no casualties reported as a result of coming to school. And there is no empirical evidence to suggest that students, the children, are more prone to infection than adults. And indeed, as you know, we already have Sunday schools open in churches, and we have been able to deal with this issue. So I think the government now needs to ensure that the protocol that is established, that they move around to ensure that there is compliance.
When students come back to school, I want you to realize that children of whatever level obey their teachers more than they obey their parents or their wards at home. So when instructions are given, don't do this. You're afraid that a teacher has a lot to do. So you're more likely to comply. Or if you don't wear a mask, you don't come to my classroom. Everybody will wear a mask. If we make water available, you must wash your hands. I'll be there to ensure. But you see, one good thing we need to do beforehand, as soon as they come back, is what I call general orientation. It's not the kind we leave to each teacher to do in his own classroom. Bring them together and disabuse their minds of the kind of view they have had. Some are coming fresh from the village. Some of them have very literate parents. Some of them have backgrounds. You find that we're not going in line with what NCDC and the rest of us are propounding now. So you find that we'll take a week or generally every morning when they come, you talk, remove from their minds, unteach what they have learned within this long period they've been at home, so that we get brand new people. So in schools, it's not a question of national orientation, we have school orientation agencies. Now that will take care of that. When they have been sufficiently educated, then the implementation comes in the class, before they come in, during break time, to ensure that the fears that has held back reopening will be cleared, and then schools can start again.
With the state government sights set on school reopening, it has also commenced fumigation of secondary schools in the state before examination revision classes begin. Whether this is enough safety measure is another kettle of fish. For now, the pupils no doubt will be delighted to find that their classes are in better shape if they eventually return. You can always be part of Eyewitness Report by taking those shots and uploading same to our Eyewitness portal, which you can find in the Channels TV app, downloadable from the various app stores online. Launch and swipe to reveal the Eyewitness menu and follow instructions on how to upload your shots. It's quite simple and straightforward. Let's have a look at what you already posted for the week.
These are what commercial motorcyclists go through.
From Celestine Modi in Asaba comes this video of the bad state of Asaba Ubolu Ila Road, Delta State. Our eyewitness says the road has deteriorated to a sorry state which traumatizes road users. He wishes the NDDC did their work instead of lining the pockets with public funds. He also calls on the state government to do something about the road. Next is this set of photos coming from Magodo GRA, Lagos State, of a building project allegedly violating the Lagos State Building Regulation Code, which stipulates that the setbacks for residential buildings in areas other than Lagos' traditional core areas shall be a minimum of 6 meters and 3 meters airspace on all sides and the rear of the building. Our eyewitness says the alleged infraction on number 17 Ishola Solomon Street, Magodo GRA Phase 2, and number 13 and 15 Samuel Edosa Street is still ongoing despite a stop work order by the Lagos State Physical Planning Ministry. He wants the relevant authority to please step in. These photos show what our eyewitness claimed was an invasion of the Idumuje Iboko community by law enforcement agents to effect the arrest of some innocent citizens based on false information. He also claims that their king and people have been traumatized since 2015 by an individual who is hell-bent on acquiring people's land by force for a non-existent university. He calls on the relevant authority to please help them out. Thanks for those shots. To keep them coming. We can continue to share your concerns to the relevant authorities if you do that. Till next week, I'm Chris Alems, and I'll keep my eyes on you. Bye-bye.